Take a breath, step outside.
Good evening to everyone. Thank you for beaming in from wherever you have come in from. Just before we start this evening's session, I just want to acknowledge our traditional caretakers and ancestors of these lands that we reside on here in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and that is to the Pueblos that are here, who have been the caretakers for thousands and thousands of years. And then wherever you are beaming in from this evening, I want to acknowledge the traditional caretakers of the land and the ancestors who have been caretaking those lands for thousands of years so we could be here at this moment. So my name is Elena Higgins. I'm the co-founder and co-executive director of IndigenousWays. We are bridging cultural exchange with people globally. IndigenousWays promotes living in balance for diverse communities through music, arts, outreach, and events. Our vision is to reach Indigenous and LGBTQIA2 communities through outreach, music, the arts, Indigenous wisdom that creates and enhances survival and sustainability. So if this is your first time to IndigenousWays virtual events, thank you for finding us. This is our 6th event, our 3rd for the IndigenousWays concert series. And if you want to see what we've been doing, please go to IndigenousWays.org virtual events, and there you will see these extraordinary videos of what we've been doing live tonight. And the difference between the Indigenous, the Wisdom Circle and the concert series is for tonight, and the concert series that you'll see a lot of artists, comedians, musicians that we support to bear their gifts to us as medicine. And then on Wednesday, where we have the Indigenous Wisdom Circle, we'll hear the grandmothers, the sayas, the wisdom keepers, the spiritual advisors who come on and share their essence of spirit and their gifts and their medicines to us. So if you missed last Wednesday, we had Taz Tampovi from the San Ildefonso Pueblo here in New Mexico, sharing her beautiful words and connecting to breath, looking at our historical trauma or current micro traumas. Beautiful meditation. So if you haven't seen that, I recommend that you go to our website to have a look at that. So in saying that, I just want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to beam into us live. And if you're watching this via listening to it via podcast, or you're watching the recording, thank you for taking the time to bless us with your synergy and supporting us here. We want to also take this time to thank everyone who has been messaging us, whether that be live through the chat box. So if you're here live, it's just down here that if you want to let us know anything, or those that have been watching the videos or podcasts that have been emailing or texting us, email hello@IndigenousWays.org. It's just been really beautiful hearing from everyone how these videos, live events have affected them, and that you've been sharing them with your friends, your family. So thank you so much in doing that. And again, I just want to take the time to thank you for beaming in on your Saturday night, or if you're calling from overseas, it might be Sunday morning. So thank you. And with that, I'll hand it over to my other half of IndigenousWays, Tash. And just before she takes the mic, in the chat box is all our connections and also the beautiful Wade. Thanks for that, Tash.
Yeah, to everybody, thank you very much for being with us tonight. This is really, really exciting. It's so exciting to do something that feels like we're really in the momentum and in the motion and in the beauty way, and doing something active, proactive, and positive to not succumb to just sitting around being depressed. So thank you all for joining in with us, and thank you, interpreters and Wade, for being with us. We'd like to get the evening started with an opening prayer, as we always do, and I've asked my very, very dear best friend, Candy, to open us up with a prayer. Thank you, Candy.
My Ojibwe name is Wasisi Win Amajisi Nin Noko Siwag Amajisi, and I'd like to share with you this blessing, this Ojibwe blessing. May you give my mind clear thinking. May you give my heart courage, compassion, and love. May you provide my path, my walkway clear and defined, and my hands good works to do. Megwich.
Thank you very much, Candy. That was very beautiful. And now we're going to go ahead and get into our introduction. We've got our beautiful Menominee brother from the Menominee Nation in Wisconsin. Wade Fernandez is a traveling man. He's a born and bred man on the reservation, lives right next to Wolf River. It's a huge river that just has all kinds of great fish. We've been to Wade's homelands, and Wade supports a pretty large, significant family exclusively through his music and songwriting. And Wade has been traveling. He does most of his touring throughout Europe year-round, and of course everything is shut down right now. So Wade is homebound on the reservation and is ready to start planting. They have beautiful, beautiful soil in Wisconsin. So Wade is the most beautiful, humble, sweet man that I've almost ever met in my life. And I know Wade came out last year to do a festival with us in Saley, Arizona at Dene College. And it was our first time doing a festival there. And things happen when you go on a road trip with a whole convoy of people and performers and all this kind of stuff. And whatever happened and needed to happen, Wade just took off his hat, put on his gloves, took off his gloves, pulled out a shovel, scrubbed some dishes, jumped into the Canyonlands, jumped up on stage when the lead guitarist didn't show up for a band, got up on stage when another bass player didn't show up for the band, jumped in with me to play some flute to back up some Navajo songs. I mean, this guy just like did it all. He went into an elementary school and mesmerized a school of about 100 little Navajo children with his storytelling and traditional songmaking. And he juxtaposed a lot of Menominee traditional stories with the Navajo creation stories. And it's just amazing how a lot of our stories really resonate with each other in terms of the creation stories and who we are, and identify the importance of knowing who we are as people from all over. Doesn't matter where we're from. If we know our story, we know who we are. And Wade definitely knows who he is. So other than that, I'm going to go ahead and pass this beautiful evening off to our gorgeous, gorgeous brother. We're so honored to have Wade with us. Thank you, brother. We're very honored to have you. Thank you.
Arwen and Nate, really appreciate the kind words. Want to start out with a greeting for everybody in the Menominee language. Poso Natanwe Makanuk Mishik Maanuyuk Machtok Aswesian Wichiwan a piece Mahwa Wade Fernandez Mokaman and Aswesian Awas and Natotem. What I just said was hello, all of my relatives, and my Menominee name translates to walks with the black wolf, and my Mokaman name is Wade Fernandez. I'm from the Menominee Nation, and I'm from the Bear Clan. And I'm really, really honored to be here tonight. I want to thank all the people that are out there, you know, wherever your homeland is. I kind of feel like I'm back in the Southwest, even though I'm on the Menominee Res right now. But it's really an honor to be here. And thank you also, Tosh and Elena and IndigenousWays and Kat and Emily for your interpretation today. I want to start with something on the native flute. And if right now around the world, everybody's kind of going through the same thing. You know, we're all trying to stay healthy. We're all trying to take care of our elders and take care of the all those with you know, poor immune systems, as well as not spread anything with the virus. So we're all trying to take care of right now. But there's also a beautiful thing happening because our families are together. You know, in isolation, our families are together much more than they are when we're working and doing all this traveling. So we have to look at the blessings too, and be thankful for those. And so I want to start with the native flute. And if you could put your minds and your thoughts and your hearts together in a good way for all the people around the world, you know, because we're all indigenous to somewhere, you know, and our ancestors will smile when we connect to our roots. So let's do some connecting and also a lot of sharing. And I went in for listening and for sharing your thoughts. You probably don't see it, but I have a guitar with me too. It's right here, and it's really hard to play if I hold it up this high. So I'm gonna have to keep it down here, but I'm gonna play it, and I want to do a song that it's called "To Grow in the Rain," and rain is for some people when it's raining they get bummed out, they get sad because maybe they wanted to go on a picnic, you know, maybe they wanted to go out and fly a kite, or they wanted to do something in the sunshine, but it's raining out. And you know, in our traditional ways, everything is blessings, you know, everything comes as a blessing and a teaching. And rain is a powerful, beautiful thing. It helps like right now spring is here, so it helps all these plants to grow, helps all these things to happen, and without that rain there'd be no growth, you know. And also sometimes people get afraid of the thunder and the lightning, but even the thunder and lightning helps things to grow. It's got like hydrogen. It releases things in the air that helps the plants to grow. So these storms that come, even this coronavirus, these storms that come, we have to respect them, and we have to acknowledge them, and we have to look for what are the teachings here, And I mentioned before, some of the teachings are, coming together in a good way. Our families coming together and spending time together. Getting off the Facebook or the office meeting to spend time with the family and the kids and our relatives and with our communities. And maybe we have to have some social distancing, and that's okay. We can come together this way online. There's ways we can do it. So we look for those things that help us to come together in a good way and to grow. And that's what the song is about, to grow in the rain. Behind each cloud lives a light. With each doubt we choose to stay or choose to hide. Sun will rise after dark nights. We decide to live in pain or decide to grow in the rain. Through pain and beauty comes a birth, and from death isn't the end or just rebirth. As thunder scream or lightning kiss the earth, we decide to live in pain or decide to go in the rain. Sometimes we hurt, sometimes we cry, sometimes we feel pain won't subside. We have a choice, we can decide. See the beauty within each young night. It's there we can grow, it's there we can grow in the rain. Call them storms, embrace the rain. Count the losses or acknowledge them as gains. With open arms or to stay, we decide to live in pain, build our walls. Let love in or decide to grow in the rain. Grow in the rain. Grow in the rain.
Awesome. Beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I went and appreciate that. All right. Like I said, we have a challenge in front of us, but as Native people, we've been resilient for thousands and thousands of generations. As Menominee people, it's been since the time of the Ice Age. We have stories that go back to the time of the Ice Age, and our creation story is right here. Right where we live. It comes just across the border of Wisconsin, what's now called Wisconsin, into what's now called Upper Michigan, at the mouth of the Menominee River. So over all those generations, thousands of years, we've survived the Ice Age. We've survived all kinds of things. We've been resilient, and that's what we need to continue to do. And the resiliency comes from the love, the love that we share with each other. I want to do a song in the Menominee language, and it means, and the name of it is Sawanamia. And Sawanamia, can you say that out there? Sawanamia. And what it means we are blessed, and we have to remember the blessings, if we don't remember all these things that are we're blessed with around us, then we get depressed, then we build a wall around ourselves, and it's dark, it's dark, there's no light. So we have to look at these blessings, and the sun is still coming up every day, there's in many places in the world, yet there's still water that's safe to drink. We have to continually look at these things. We have children being born. We have plants coming up, growing out of the ground. Life continues, and we have to continue and be resilient. So the word Sawanamia, it means we are blessed. And if you'd like to sing with me, that would be great. You don't have, it's all in Menominee language, but you just have to sing the one word, Sawanamia. And I'll try to give you a sign like this or something. Nature knows Wabi Mwesa Machuata Someko. Nature knows what's back to you. Then I see myself walk me. Bewenuki Bonke Katogi Bachki and a man Kesmintan Swanamia. Let's try that together. Swanamia. Nice. Need your nose was a skies, but you took a main and cackle. Need your nose was a day, catch me you. Ponke Katogi Blansky and a man gets me time. Here we go. Swanamia Najni Naka now, many pani, Mishik no now, Nachni kesa kanata moment, Kewasakasin, Nakaskisiko asiko. Welcome me, remaining. Sack up your mistake, my tea. For mania in the kindness. Come and can't know why, but chicken top on it. You ready to sing? Sweat me, oh no, sweat me, sweat me,
Right. Beautiful.
Thank you so much, you guys. Oh, and appreciate everybody. It's beautiful to be around everybody, and you know the nice thing right now is if you can afford to have your electricity on and the internet, we can get together this way. You know, with IndigenousWays, with their series that they're doing. A lot of Native artists are reaching out in different ways, and a lot of artists, not just Native, around the world. I do a daily show every day. For 30 days running now, and it's important to keep reaching out to each other, because we don't want anybody lonely, we don't want anybody left alone. Everybody needs to be taken care of, and everybody needs somebody to reach out to them. So call your elders, call your relatives. You can text them, but you can also reach out and call them, or you could do like a video chat or a FaceTime or a Zoom thing with them, but stay in touch. Don't let anybody be alone. All right, I'm gonna do a little bit more music, and I think I'll do a little bit of commodity cheese blues, because this is a song that I wrote when I worked at the Kamat shop on the reservation. My first job getting out of high school. I made $208 a month, and now that I'm unemployed as a musician and an educator because of COVID, I think I'm making about that much in tips for doing shows a month. So, but it's still worth it, no matter what, it's worth it. It's worth it because whatever gifts we have, we got to share them. Whatever, whatever we can give to somebody else, we have to share it, That's important. If you have extra roll of toilet paper, pass it on to a neighbor. If you have a little bit extra food, put a plate. If you're doing social distancing, being safe, wash your hands, prepare some food and set it next to your neighbor or something, and we can have picnics 10 feet away, from each other, but stay together, keep sharing our gifts. All right, I'm gonna do a little bit of Commodity Cheese Blues and maybe one more tune, and then I'm gonna finish up. I went downtown and get my commodities. I went downtown and get my commodities. Went downtown to the commodity shop. Met them blues cause they were out of stock. Tell me please when I get my cheese. I went home, got my good long medicine. I went home, got my good long medicine. Looking down from a big old bag, mom's fried bread wrapped in a bag. Tell me please when I get my cheese. Get my cheese, yeah, man, fed. My cheese on my fried bread. Get my cheese, somebody said it'll plug things up for you. No, 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 no. Got me a job working down at the commodity shop. Got me a job working down at the commodity shop. Got me a job, but I had to quit. Too much cheese done made me sick. Take it, please, I don't want no commodities. No more, please, I had too much commodities. No more, please, I got sick on commodities. All right, that was Commodity Cheese Blues. A little bit of fun there. Can't be all serious all the time, right? And that's another part of our medicines, is humor. We can't forget the humor. I mean, that's what helped sustain us through assimilation, through the boarding schools. When we have our funerals, on our reservations in our lands and stuff, sometimes that's when our best jokes come out. It's just kind of like the same with in New Orleans when they have those funerals and they're marching slowly down and playing sad music, and then they go around the block, and all of a sudden it's like celebration time. Because we celebrate life. Even when death comes, we celebrate their lives, and humor is a part of our medicines. A huge part of it. So let's keep that humor as well. I want to do one more song for everybody, and really appreciate everybody for for listening in, for sharing, for caring, and helping each other, and continue to do it. And I hope to see you in person sometime. And if I don't, I'll try to see you online somewhere. So take care, everybody. And I want to finish with a song that I wrote when I was actually in Germany. I wrote this. I did yoga for in my life, I didn't do yoga I never did yoga. And then all of a sudden I did it. I did 63 days in a row, consecutive days of yoga. And then all of a sudden I started touring and I just totally dropped it. And 5 months later, I was in Europe on a tour, and I got to this house, and I was in that. I was the only one in the house because they were gone on vacation, and so I had 2 days to get rid of jet lag over in Germany, and I because the hours are different, it's 7 hours ahead in that place, and so the sun wasn't even out yet, and I went up and I thought, I'm going to do yoga because I'm here by myself, and I need to be in shape for the tour. And so I got a mat out, and then all of a sudden the sun started to rise over the mountains, and it peeked its head out, and it was so beautiful. I didn't do yoga. I wrote a song, and it's called "The Gift of Today." And I was fortunate to sing it. Like one of my first times singing it was around Elena, Tosh, Jim, and Willa, and when they were organizing an event in the Southwest, and I was really happy to be there. Anyway, this is called "The Gift of Today." So remember, every single day is a gift. Every single day. We just have to recognize the gift within that day. It's just like when a storm cloud comes in. There's always sun shining behind that cloud. And if you look hard enough, you'll see it, in your heart, in your mind, in your soul. Look for the sunshine. Look for the lessons, So, Wawanan, everybody, this is The Gift of Today, my last song. In the realm of your beauty, I bow at your feet, kissed by your morning dew. Your scent is so sweet. Fall down and weep as I'm blessed by your grace. Another day in your universe, another gift of today. Another day in your universe, have the gift of today. Shadows fall, fading sunlight. Purple sky paints the scene. Stars sprinkled our canopy. Grandmother moon starts to beam. I fall down and weep as I'm blessed by your grace. Another day in your universe, have the gift of today. Another day in your universe, have the gift of today. I have the gift today. I have the gift of today. Got all my needs fulfilled when I breathe you in. It's where I begin. It's where I end. Where I am. Shadows slow dance with sunlight. Feel them cool, meet the heat. In this balance of beauty, my soul may complete. I fall down and weep as I'm blessed by your grace. Another day in your universe, have the gift of today. Another day in your universe, have the gift of today. Another day in your universe. We have the gift of today. Oh, na, na.
Woo! All right.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Wade. Let's give it up
Come
for
on in.
Wade, everybody. Everybody's unmuted. Wade, is there any way? Woo-hoo, yeah.
Great job,
Is there-
Wade. Great job.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
awesome.
Good job. Lovely.
Thank you.
Wade, can we have a special request and one more? Like this is a standing ovation. Can we get one more, Wade? One
For
more
sure.
song.
One more song.
Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna do something called that I wrote. I wrote this song. I was on my way to school. I don't know if there's any students out there, but I was on my way to school, and I went to college. I went to university, and on my way to school, all of a sudden, this song started coming in my head, and I was picturing a man, an old man in a prison, and he was singing, and this is some of the words that he was singing, and so anyway, I had a 3-hour lecture, and if I would have went to that lecture, that song would have been gone. So I went back home and I let the song come out and let it be. It's called Locked in Cages, and it's on my Breathe and Flow CD. And right now, sometimes we have this feeling that, especially right now, that we're locked in a cage, in self-isolation or quarantine or whatever, and that cage is really something that we make in our mind a lot of times, or in our hearts. Any cage is not healthy. Any cage is not healthy. If we close our mind to other people, to other hearts, that's not healthy. If we close our hearts to love, that's not healthy. If we put an animal in a cage, that's not healthy for the animal. People either. We don't need to lock people up. We need to nurture and raise people and raise things and treat them kindly in a good way. And then everybody's free. Everything is free. And don't pave Coco Masakamacano. Don't pave the earth. Don't put her in a cage either. So this is my song, and goes out to everybody. Every morning and every evening, I am waiting for freedom's call. I close my eyes, think of you, your sweet voice, it's calling me home. But I can't leave here, 2 miles up, still here. Got that cold heart, death grip on me. Without these walls closing in on me, I'd be flying home. Locked in cages, locked in cages. It's hard to breathe when you can't leave. Lose these cages, so we all need changes. Pray someday we'll all be free. to my mother, to my children, to my wife. Don't you worry about me, 'cause come the morning, come the evening, come my dying day, I'll be free. Locked in cages, locked in cages, it's hard to breathe, you can't leave, lose these cages, 'cause we all need changes, and there's someday I'll be free. If you forgive today, I'll be free. Free, free, free. Let's be free. Yeah, yeah. Let's be free. Thank you so much, Owen, and everybody.
All
Take care.
right. Wade,
Love you all.
thank
Love you all.
brother. Thank you, brother. We love you. We love you. We love you.
Love you guys too.
Thank you. Thank you, Wade. You're so amazing. You're just an
Thank you.
absolute role model for a lot of us reservation, now grown children, living in adult lives. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful role model for all of us, how to nourish our minds, our bodies, our souls, how to pay attention to what we put in our bodies, how we eat, how we consume, how we think, the kind of energies we let into our lives, the kind of people we let into our lives. And the people, just the prayer walk that you have is so beautiful. I was so blessed that you came and stayed with us for a week last year here in Santa Fe, that we just got to live together for a week and just see your beauty every day, brother. So bless you and your children and your family and all your Menominee people. You guys stay safe and keep all your viruses, keep all that virus stuff out, and take care of each other and take care of each other, and be nice to the visitors like me when I come to your land. You guys are so welcoming. You guys have some amazing native theater and everything. So everybody, that's Wade Fernandez. You got to hear him live. He's got CDs galore. This guy's been playing since he was a kid. He's been professionally trained. You can find him on Facebook. It's Wade Fernandez /music. You can follow him. He's on all the social networking sites. It's kind of hard to forget the name Wade Fernandez because he's one of a kind and he's beautiful. And I'm going to show you some of the PowerPoint links we have if you want to stay connected to Indigenous Ways, our virtual events. We have the Saturday shows, which is mostly focused on music, comedy, and we'll probably be bringing in some poetry. And that's on Saturday nights. And on Wednesday nights, we've created a wisdom circle. So Wednesday nights at 6 o'clock Mountain Daylight Time, we have different types of wisdom keepers medicine people, if you will, elders, youth, people that have some good things they're doing in their life. We want them to share it with us to keep our spirits uplifted. And then the next one we have is next week. We got a great surprise for everybody. We got Mr. Don Coyas. He's from the Mohican Nation. He's based in Colorado with his wife. He's the founder of the White Bison. White Bison, Wild Variety Red Road. And this man, he has found a way to tap back into our traditional roots and to assimilate and be happy, joyous, and free. And he teaches people how to deal with post-traumatic stress and all that kind of good stuff. He's an amazing, amazing man. Like, he's super, super amazing. And that's next Wednesday. And then the following Saturday, we have Tret Fury. Tret Fury is one of the original folk singers. She started in the 60s. She's played with all the greats. She is a very, very powerful singer-songwriter. She's been doing this just like Wade. She supports herself by doing music, and she has been inundated with a lot of online shows. So she's taken her music to another level, which is bringing it like this so she can support her and her family. And we also want to thank the sponsors. We wouldn't be here without the people believing in us that run these organizations, starting with the First Peoples Fund, thank you, and the National Endowments for the Arts. And also we got the New Mexico Arts Association, and we also have the Santa Fe Community Arts. So without much ado, we've got, the Indigenous Ways board members here tonight. Thank you, Willa. Thank you, Teresa, for being here tonight. And then there's the electronic sites you can go to as well. And go ahead and play around with that to see where we're at. And then lastly, we have our donate button. And you can go to take a picture of PayPal or Venmo, and it'll take you to the links in order to support what we're doing and continue to support our performers, speakers, and of course our very precious ASL interpreters. And if you want to do it the Indigenous on the website, you can do that as well. So we are coming to the top of the hour, and I would like to ask Willa if she will say a prayer. Thank you.
Thank you for asking me. It's an honor to pray us out tonight. And Wade, bless you if you're still with us, for gracing us with your presence. I'm going to say a traditional Hebrew prayer, which is a tribe of my origin, and it goes like this. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, v'hikianu v'kiyamanu, v'hikianu lasman hazeh. And that means, blessed are you, our Creator, who's nourished us and sustained us and allowed us to reach this season, to reach this beautiful night. Thank you. Amen.
Thank you very much, Willa. Willa is our board president for Indigenous Ways, and I'm going to pass it over to Elena real quick. We love you, Willa. You're so beautiful. Thank you.
But I want to take this time and thank you for all the incredible blessings and you being with us this evening to bless us with your synergy, your love, your energy, to be blessed by our people that have blessed us in and blessed us out, but also to Wade in reminding us not only on a daily basis, but how extraordinarily blessed we are to be here. Our ancestors that have risen, our ancestors that have the resilience, who have done extraordinary things for our spirit, our essence, to be here at this particular time in this world. We are survivors. Hence, having this virtual series, bringing on these extraordinary people who we have been very blessed to meet, and give them the opportunity to share their extraordinary medicines with all of you. So thank you again for coming in tonight, and let's give it up for all our beautiful interpreters. Yay! And also we'll look forward to seeing you on Wednesday with Don Sequoias. If you can't make it, we've got the video of this that will be coming out in 24 hours. So if you can feel free to share that with your peoples. And thank you for all your support. Did you want to say anything, Ty?
Thank you all very much. And we're going to go ahead and sign off now and wish you all very well. Stay safe out there and let's keep loving each other. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, Leslie and Aaron, both of you. Thank you for coming to the show tonight. Spread the word, ASL interpreters, wonderful performers, wonderful people. Thank you. Love you. Thank you, Kat and Emily. We will be calling you soon, okay? Bye-bye, everybody. Sorry, my hands are moving. Bye, love you.
Bye, guys.
Can I